I'm astrologer and life coach Penny Dix. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back if you're a regular visitor here. And if you're new here, a big welcome to you. And I'd love it if you'd subscribe. So today I'm bringing you one of my short heads up videos. And the subject is for the sign of Cancer, whether that's your sun sign or your rising sign. And it's for everything you need to know about all the astrological energies for the month of March 2023. And oh my goodness, do you need to watch this video, because this month is the month of the year. This is the month when we will look back on this month and go, that's when it changed. The energy is extraordinary. Now, some of you might have been feeling quite fraught and anxious over the last few weeks, a bit kind of wound up, like someone's, got the key on your back and is winding you up with that clockwork key so that you're going in autopilot and trying to kind of make sense of everything. It's been quite tough, and you're not alone in that, Cancer. A lot of the signs have been going through this really kind of tense time, tense energies, difficult, challenging energies. Let's start with what's going on in your 9th house, Pisces, my oceans of emotions sign. Because on the 2nd, Mercury will be in this part of your chart. Mercury, remember, is our planet of communication, thinking, thought. And in this part of your chart, it's going to be highlighting for you a thirst really to understand things better. Any subjects that you are perhaps learning, studying, you will really, really be getting into it and thoroughly enjoying researching and looking into the subjects that are dear to you. Also, Mercury here could have you discussing with family members looking at travel for this year. That could also be part of this energy. By the 19th, Mercury moves into your 10th house, Aries. And whilst it's here, this is the part of your chart to do with your career and your working routine, but it's your passion. So if you're retired or you're not working, this is whatever it is that you do with your time. This is what puts you out there and makes you think, I'd love everyone to know that I love doing this and I'm really good at this. Whatever it is, gardening, craft work, painting, anything, acting, singing, music, bookkeeping. Don't know where that came from. Probably because I know I've got to do my accounts soon and I keep putting it off. But anyway, that aside, so you're going to have Mercury here helping you just make some sense, really, with your thinking about how you want to proceed forward, either with, as I say, with your career or with your passion. Now, then we need to look to March the 7th. This is a big day. It's a big day for two reasons. One is we have a full moon in Virgo on this day, in the part of your chart that's to do with communication. So a significantly important full moon. This could see a particular line or path or source of communication, or something that has been long and drawn out in terms of contracts come to a conclusion. So that is one possibility with this energy. The other major energy that happens this day, the 7th, is about my big outer boy, Saturn, our planet of containment, of rules, structure, boundaries, timing. Saturn enters Pisces, and Saturn has been in Capricorn, in your 8th house, which can be about other people's money. It can be endings, beginnings. Whilst Saturn has been here, people may have left your life. Equally, people can have come into your life. And also, you've probably spent a long time over the last 3 years making sure you've got things like pension plans in place and that joint finances are well structured and looked after. You will have been paying a lot of attention to anything that is connected with joint finances. And I think Saturn has helped you transform an ability to be more disciplined about the way you manage your financial affairs. Now, Saturn moving into Pisces, which is your 9th house, and as I said, this is the part of the chart to do with higher learning and education, also travel, could see you definitely making travel plans. But because Saturn is going to be here for nearly 3 years, of course, it's just going to say that this part of the chart is highlighted, and that some of you might even be doing some further education or even teaching, because Saturn is the teacher planet. So it is quite possible that you find yourself being quite helpful to others in helping explain certain things that perhaps you have more understanding and knowledge of that they haven't. So moving on from that, and I am doing a separate video about Saturn going into Pisces, so that will be up soon. On the 12th of March, in the part of your chart, Aries, which is to do with your career and your work and your passion, we have my big outer boy Jupiter, our planet of luck, opportunity, conjunct Chiron, our wounded healer. So what's this about in Aries? Well, Jupiter, of course, expands everything. Chiron in this part of your chart is showing the weak places in your career or your passion. It's highlighting the parts of your life that are a little bit like open wounds that you've wanted to resolve, you've wanted to heal, you've wanted to transform. And I think that this Jupiter is going to, on one level, expand your awareness of that. And by that same token, expand your awareness of how to solve it, how to heal this Chiron wound to do with your career. Something that you're not fulfilled with, something you want to feel fulfillment with, that just hasn't happened yet. Jupiter can bring the opportunity to do just that. So be mindful and pay attention. And remember, when I was saying that March is the month when we're all going to see and look back and go, that's when it changed. So moving on from that, we then look at where the sun is entering Aries, of course. Again, the part of your chart to do with career, on the 20th, which is the spring equinox. And this, of course, brings in the astrological new year. And yet again, I'm doing a separate video about that, and that will be out in March. And so sun moving from Pisces into Aries just again highlights your career. It always, of course, does at this time of year. And it may be that you're sorting out the books from last year and seeing how far you've come and getting ready for this kind of new tax year or economic year, income year, and seeing how you can work that and make it work for you in the best possible way. Now, on the 21st, the day after this, it actually, we have the new moon also in this part of your chart. So you can see how Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries are really big major signs this month. big signs, a lot happening. This new moon in Aries brings a lovely opportunity. Link that in with that Jupiter conjunct Chiron to bring healing to your inner wounds about kind of career ideas that have not yet manifested. This new moon is saying you can still have that. You can do this. You can make this happen. So really super good energy. On the 21st also, Venus, our planet of love and relationship in Taurus, the sign it rules, is in the part of your chart that is to do with your hopes and dreams. It's conjunct the North Node. This shows that something you're working on could become quite lucrative. So something that perhaps has been a hobby becomes more of a job, and you can start actually making some money out of, because Venus can represent money. And this in turn is going to make you feel better about yourself, and your self-value will be much better. So then we need to look to what's happening on the 30th, when Venus will then conjunct my big outer boy Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, in the same part of your chart, the 11th house, the part of your chart to do with your hopes and dreams. Venus conjunct Uranus here brings some sort of freedom. I think it can bring some financial freedom through a project that you're working on. And also your ideas are going to be extraordinarily unusual. So if you're working on some creative project, you'll really notice how your imagination is working overtime, but in a good and positive way. And then finally, before we finish your reading, we have to look at the other major aspect of change that happens this month, which of course is about our dwarf planet, Pluto. Pluto, the planet of transformation. Pluto, the planet of power, of beginnings, of endings. Pluto, the phoenix that comes out of the ashes. Now, Pluto has been transiting your 7th house of, is it in your 7th house? Let me just check. Yes, it's been in your 7th house, Capricorn. And whilst it's been there, and it's been there for a good 15, 16 years, it's brought a lot of significant changes to relationships. People have come, people have gone. Transformative energies have helped transform some relationships into something far more powerful than you could have ever imagined, whether that's a work relationship or a love relationship. So very powerful energy, but it's now going to start shifting into your 8th house. And this is Aquarius. And this is the part of your chart that is to do with joint finance, other people's money. It can be beginnings and endings. So let's just think what this can be for you, Cancer, because in many ways, I think that you will experience certain people perhaps leaving your life in some form or other. And also there can be birth. So it's like one leaves, one comes in. Have you often noticed how if you hear of a loss, you'll soon later hear of a pregnancy or a birth? I always find that quite fascinating. It's like this wonderful continuity of life. And so on March the 23rd, Pluto dips his toes into this part of your chart, Aquarius. I also think it's going to help you to see the bigger picture of your particular financial situation and work out the best ways to manage joint finances and your kind of pension pot and that manner of things. So on that note, and I am, as I said, doing a separate video about Pluto in Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the March astrology. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and all those things, and share. And thank you to all of those of you that do. I really appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.